So welcome back to another Schmoes No Review. This week, Mark and Tiffany wasn't here, but the show still lived on and it was still a good show. We had guests like Ellen Coleman from the Newsroom, Roy Abramson from Escape from Tomorrow, and Anthony Signor from Screen Junkies. The show was pretty good, lined up with guests. Of course, with the news, Kim knocked it out of the park. They talked about the casting from Fantastic Four, some of the casting choices that they may possibly go out with, and like for me, with the casting choices from Fantastic Four, they all look kind of young. If they're going to start a Fantastic Four movie with a reboot, then I wouldn't go that young. I would go maybe like late 20s to early 30s. Those kids, those guys are too young to start Fantastic Four. And they also talk about another actress who was in the running from Avengers, but she dropped out to do Star Wars. So of course, anybody would do Star Wars better than Avengers because it's a big deal. I mean, Avengers is big too, but Star Wars is bigger. So that's what they pretty much talked about when it comes to casting of Star Wars and Fantastic Four as well. Now, the first guest they had up was Ellen Coleman from Newsroom, which, if you guys are not watching it, it's a really good show. It's not as great as Breaking Bad, but then again, what is? But she talked about her dealings in the newsroom, how her dad and Jeff Daniels actually treated each other. I really liked her segment as well because she talked about the ins and outs of working with Aaron Sorkin, one of the best writers on TV shows today. The next guest we had up was Roy Abramson. Now that segment was great because he talked about the ins and outs of working his project, because his project, when it came to the movie, he had to film it in Disneyland and Disney World. So they wasn't really had the rights to actually go film. So it was kind of hard of filming that without security catching them or being caught by Disney. So the creative process right there was just great and amazing, because those are some of the stories that, from a filmmaking standpoint, that you will want to hear. How he's not how he struggled, but how the production struggled. He told some great stories about how he almost got caught and how that the production almost shut down because they almost got caught in Disney World. So that, for me, I think that's one of the greatest stories that you actually hear on the Schmoes No podcast, because just to get the background and the process of filming a movie like that and make it a success was really great and inspiring, because with all the copyright issues nowadays, especially with Disney, that story right there was so inspiring to filmmakers and actors in general. I really like that. And of course, throughout the whole entire show, we had the subplot between Bonnie Somerville and Kristen Harlow. So back and forth they were going throughout the whole entire show, which was fun. Not as fun as the last time she was there, but she was a little tame, but she still had her entertaining moments as well. So they had some Q&A questions for her, and Kristen was nervous, as any ex would be when ex-girlfriend was answering questions. And it was really fun doing a Q&A session with Bonnie Somerville. We still don't know what's on the tape. All we know is that Kristen's wife approved of it, so it has to be kind of embarrassing, but who knows. But all in all, this show was pretty good. I really liked all the guests that they had on the show. I gotta say, this show is one of the best ones I've seen as far as interviews wise, because the stories that they told was just fantastic. I gave this show a good 4 out of 5 stars. A really good show, good entertaining one. With that being said, I put the link to the show down in the description bar, and also you can watch last night's show and past episodes as well. So if you like this review, guys, please rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, Movie Nation.